way ahead.
The road to Severodonetsk is a dangerous one and attacks are plenty and constant.
To the right.
The journey is pitted with risks as the Russians try to cut off the only route and all those using it to come into the city. It's the one remaining pocket of Ukrainian resistance in the war zone, which is Luhansk, the smaller of the two areas making up the Donbass region and which the Russians appear set on seizing.
Well, it's absolutely littered with vehicles.
The route is scattered with the evidence of Russian aggression. Their failures elsewhere has made victory here more crucial, and the Russians have all but taken Luhansk, bombing it relentlessly. Now Severodonetsk is the key city standing in the way of the invaders moving into the second half of Donbass and Donetsk. There are an estimated few thousand civilians still here. Despite the relentless shelling, the chief of police and his team are trying to persuade them to leave and are here to evacuate those who will agree to go. But many won't. They've elderly family to care for. But saying goodbye is horribly hard. They've no idea if they'll ever see each other again. This war has broken hearts and torn so many families apart, and each one is a personal tragedy. There's no electricity, no running water, no phone or internet connection here anymore. Without them cooking for their sick and elderly relatives, they die alone. But there are considerable risks. Do you feel that the Russians are getting closer?
8 лет жили в Украине нормально, все, где-то шла далеко война, но это плохо. Ну, приходится здесь работать, здесь мой дом, здесь моя семья. Тоже поближе.
I don't understand. I just want.
The Ukrainians have tried to slow the Russians' progress by blowing up the last railway bridge connecting the now Russian-held territory with Severodonetsk. But the explosion may only be a temporary setback, and giving up any land in the Donbass is inconceivable.
You will be fight for your home, for your family. You cannot understand why you must give your home.
So you'll never give up?
I think never.
The city's last working hospital has been bombed continuously for the past few weeks. And the hospital buildings are still coming under attack, relentlessly, and there are still about 40 patients being treated here. Targeting civilians and hospitals and medical staff is a war crime under international law.
Situation in hospital change every day, and if we come in 2 days ago, one situation, and after shooting situations in change, not every day, must be every hour.
Many of the patients are in beds along the corridor walls to shield them from blasts, looked after by a single doctor leading a small team of medics. What would happen if you went?
Я буду с пациентами. Пока тут есть пациенты, я тут буду находиться.
And for the patients, every day under shelling is a traumatic one.
Ну, а сейчас, конечно, страшно відбувається. Страшно жити, конечно. Що ж, все розбито, все, і тут сидим, боїмося кожного шороха.
They're moved around the hospital continually to dodge the attacks which don't let up. There's unexploded ordnance outside, and a whistle indicating the Russians are firing more. Let's remember they're attacking a hospital with patients.
They're still shelling this area, so everyone's leaving. Of course, the patients have to stay behind.
The Ukrainians are going to have to mount a fierce counter-offensive if they're to hold back the Russians. Alex Crawford, Sky News in Severodonetsk in eastern Ukraine.